All right, cool. You got Pernell Bills, Sports Hungry, and you have the creator of Fan FastBreak, Brandon. That's how it rolls?
Yeah, that's how we're gonna do. We're gonna keep it real simple. Keep it
Okay,
real simple. I'm
keep
a
it real
simple man.
simple. So we're gonna be doing this
Yeah.
every Sunday or whenever you have the opportunity. I mean, I'm free every Sunday as long as nobody's winning a Super Bowl or anything. Um,
Next Sunday we'll probably have to start late because I'll be out of town. So,
I'm all down, bro. I'm
all
ten
right,
toes
cool,
down
cool,
trying to make
cool.
this bit work. But yeah, so we'll be doing this every Sunday, and it's going to be a collaboration between Sports Hungry and Fan Fast Break. Uh, Again, you might see me on here, or you might see my boy Josh jump on. He has, he's on his A game as well, and then you got Brandon. I don't know who's part of the rest of his team, but um, he knows his stuff.
One man army.
What?
It's a
Yeah.
one man army over there.
So we're gonna be posting this on both our YouTube channels, so you guys gonna be able to get a chance to see on both platforms as well as our socials, the mini clips, the whole nine. Again, this is just a start, and we're gonna roll from there. But let's go and get it started. I mean, you fan fast break. Let's go and explain what that is first before we even get started.
Nah, so this started back in 2014 during my last year of college for the most part. So I pretty much always wanted to be an analyst. A lot of people don't know that I wanted to be an analyst from, if I believe, I don't want to say his name on Rick Campbell. Do you know what that is?
No, who Rick Campbell?
So when I was say at high school, it was NBA Network. There was this white guy. He was a Timberwolves fan. His name was Rick Campbell. If you look him up, let me see, I'm looking up for you. Hold on. Rick Campbell. Yeah, Rick Campbell, TV personality. He the one who did you see? You can see him?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. If that's the right guy.
Nah, it's a
Yeah,
white guy.
I don't know. He look like but he look like he's a boxer. I must have
Nah,
spelled his
he
name
ain't.
wrong.
It's Rickkamla. He was on
Ah,
NBA TV.
okay. I got you.
So I watched him legit like every day, and I don't know why, but him just watching him just made me want to just talk about basketball. He was a one man show for the most part. He just recapped the highlights. He gave his opinions, and it was just like from a raw standpoint. It wasn't really detailed like stats and analytics. It was just basketball talk. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
just he the reason why I always wanted to just talk basketball.
It's more like
Like
more so like barbershop talk. Like you ain't got all the numbers, like you ain't got everything pulled up, but with your convictions, if you say
yeah,
it the right way, like people gonna be like, okay, he know what he talking about. But
yeah, he wasn't like he'll say stats, but he wasn't going crazy with the stats. He'll just mention them. But for the most part, he ran the highlights really well. Like he was just real smooth. Like he was a good dude. He had a lot of energy. He had
gotcha.
a lot of energy. So he always had guests on every so often, but he was
Mhm.
kind of like a one man show. Like he was solid. Like I want to meet him. I don't know when I'll ever meet him because he's 54 now. So I want to meet him.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
meet him, and I want to if we can get him on here, that'd be great too. I
Yeah,
reach out to him.
that'd be dope. That'd be dope. All right, cool. So we got All Star Weekend, halfway point of the NBA season, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
we got a few teams that look like they are in the right position to make a run,
Mm-hmm.
either on the East or on the West. Out of the teams that are in contention, put it that way, uh, which team, in your opinion, has the most to gain, and which team do you think will just fall out? Like they might be in the top 10 or top five, but
Mm-hmm.
might just fall out of by the end of the season. You're gonna be like, dang, how the heck they missed the playoffs?
Honestly, the people that's in the top 10 now, I think that's the top 10 for the rest of the year on each conference. I don't think the standings will really move, personally. If anything, I would say the West, between 1 through 4, Timberwolves, Thunder, Clippers, Nuggets, I think that would change these final 2 months of the season. I
Mm,
think they'll change. I think Timberwolves will finish number one. I honestly think Clippers will finish number two, Nuggets number three, and I do think Thunder may fall to number four.
what's your thoughts on the Suns though? Because the Suns are loaded in
Bradley
talent.
Beal got hurt again.
Dog.
He hurt his hamstring apparently. I didn't follow up with him to see if it's day to day or a couple weeks, but he hurt his hamstring again, and apparently hamstring injuries linger a
Mhm.
lot longer apparently. So I don't have a lot of faith in them just because they don't play that much together. He
Mm-hmm.
was starting to get a rhythm, but he got sit down again. And who's to say KD going to stay healthy? You know,
Yeah,
he may take some days off. Booker
the
might
age,
take some days off.
the age is getting to him.
That too. That too. So I do think if they was healthy the whole season, I think they'll be more in the mix. I think I'd like the pickup they got Royce O'Neal during the trade deadline. Um, but they just don't got no. My issue with the Suns, they don't have that. And I don't like to say this because that's not all basketball, but they don't have that edge I look for.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like when teams, certain teams, like Warriors, Timberwolves, Clippers, not the Nuggets, um, not the Nuggets, but let's say those teams, they have a lot of attitude and aggressiveness, like, or they have a player who can,
Who can turn it
provide
on?
that for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like when they go play the Suns, people be thinking they could talk to them any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't like that because I mean Booker talk back, but it just looks different.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
Like,
you can't believe it.
yeah, I feel like they should have tried to go get PJ Tucker,
Mm-hmm.
um, because he wanted to leave. I think they probably should have tried to get Jay Crowder back because he's not really playing with the Bucks. I think that guys like that, those glue guys, those guys that's gonna keep that intensity going, like
Yeah.
not even an offensive way, just doing the dirty work, getting people faces, but like just basketball way, not trying to fight, but just like make sure you're not gonna come in here and just bully us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Show some
So
aggression.
that's why. Yeah, I don't think they have that, or if they do, I don't know who that player is.
So, out of the teams that are in the playoffs or in contention of the playoffs, you believe the Suns are the softest team, or you think they just? I mean, if you look at the Timberwolves got Ant, Thunder have what? Who's it? Shy, right?
uh, yeah, but they don't.
The Clippers got
No, they got Lou Dort, Lou Dort from the
okay.
Sixers. I mean, from the Thunder, Lou Dort, and Williams. He's cool.
The
He's
Clippers,
cool.
the Clippers got dogs all on their team. They just gotta stay healthy all the way through.
Yeah, and
And
I don't know why people think Paul George is soft, but he's not.
I think
He's
I
not.
think I think we, after the injury of Paul George, like that big injury, like
Mm,
did his game fall off? I don't think it fell off. I think it was like, that's the injury guy. Like we're not expecting him to be as good as he once was, even though he
mm.
might be just as good. We're just looking at him as an injured puppy. Like, he always gonna be injured, so we don't have to worry about him. But in the
I think
playoffs,
like his. Mm,
and then he tagged himself, playoff P. All right, cool. Playoff P hasn't shown up once, and I understand your take on playoffs, but playoffs, in my opinion, like that's everything in professional sports. Like if you're gonna
right.
be great, especially if you're Paul George, that one series
Mm.
against LeBron when LeBron and the Heat whatnot when he was with the Pacers,
Wait,
that was
Heat and
like,
Pacers, yeah.
yeah, that was like, dang, this the next guy, this the next guy. But after the injury, and when he came back, that next guy never showed up. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying that I haven't seen that type of attitude or aggressiveness every time. It feels like he's just another guy on the court when the playoffs hit. And I understand focus, like everybody focuses on your best player. But
Mm.
if you are that type of guy, why wouldn't you want somebody to focus on you? Like if you take like Ant or Luca or Jokic, yo, you can look at me, Giannis. You can look at me and focus all your attention on me, but I'm still gonna put up 40 on you, and I'm still gonna do it in your face at your house.
Right.
I'll do it in front of your girl. Paul G. Paul George ain't gonna do that. But the only thing that helps him out is the
I
fact.
don't agree with that.
I'm just saying the only thing that helps him out is that he has Russell right next to him. So Russell has an aggression to him, and he ain't gonna back down from
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah, he's not playing around. But Paul George, this is what I'm saying about Paul George. And I'm gonna move on. I think Paul George has that aggression. I don't think he shrinks in the big moment. I think the issue is he's always nursing an injury the past few years.
Yeah.
And I think now he has a team that can, if he is nursing injury, he has a team that can pick up the slack until he's good.
Hmm.
But I don't think you can't bully Paul George. He's too offensively gifted and he plays defense really well. So I don't know what you can really do with him unless he's hurt. I just think when he said that he was dealing with some mental issues in the bubble, you remember that when he had said,
Yeah.
I'm emotional or mental shit, I think people started looking at him a little different until it became a little more normal. now.
Yeah,
So
I
I think
think that
that's why people started poking at him.
the timing was off for him to be for him to be saying that. The timing was off. Like you keep like if you would have said that beginning of the season or during the season, by all means.
Mm,
I understand the things that's going on with COVID. Everybody got family back at home, and you're in the
right.
bubble, mental whatnot. I understand that, but everyone's in that bubble dealing with the same thing you dealing with. And I'm not saying mental health is not an issue. It is. It's definitely an issue. It's definitely something that needs to be taken a look at when it comes to like sports and just overall in our life. But
Mm-hmm.
you that at that time you can't call that. It doesn't. It
Okay.
doesn't. It doesn't. I think people take that what he was saying was like, oh, he's just trying to find an excuse because you've never had that issue before. Is it an excuse or was it is it an excuse or was he really being serious about it? Nobody
I think it
knows.
was serious because he doubles down on it. Because even after that, more people came out saying they was dealing with some mental, not mental issues, but they was just going through the motions. But
Yeah,
there was a lot of players that came out during the bubble era saying, "Hey, we don't want to be here. There's a lot going on. We're not in the right space to be here." So it was a lot of people. He was the first one to say it though.
yeah,
But I don't think people could poke at him. But he's been hurt. He's been dealing with nursing a lot of injuries, and his injuries is not like lingering issues to me. It's like something happens
yeah. Like a
and he
little,
gets hurt.
yeah.
Like Kawhi has lingering issues. Paul George just gets hurt. So
Kawhi has a good representation that says his lingering issue is a lingering issue.
it's a lingering issue, man. If he said it, I have no reason not to believe him. So I'm gonna take it as word.
Like Ben Simmons.
I hate Ben Simmons. I really just want us to trade him. And the thing is, like, I'm a Nets fan, right? I
Yeah,
want them to trade him so bad, just because I don't think he's gonna ever get to where he was. Now, if he would get where he was, like on the
yes,
Sixers, playing really well with the team he has, like Nick Claxton, Bridges, Cam Thomas, the other little pieces we have, I think we'll be okay. Bottom playoff seed. I don't think that'll get us to the top tier, but it'll be more entertaining than what he does now. Like,
yeah.
so if he does get healthy, then cool, I'm rocking with him. But if he gonna keep doing this bullshit and his back not gonna get better,
You know I was
then
gonna retire.
we. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna put that on. I'm just gonna say I'd rather us trade him and we not deal with his injuries. Let that be someone else's headache. He should go to the Suns. He should go to the Suns. He should go to the Suns or the Heat. And honestly, on some real shit, just because players have said those two teams are good. They have good
Mhm.
medical staff and shit like that. So maybe that's where he needs to go. Somewhere who can cater to him and really help him. I don't think we can do that. So
I don't think. But the thing is, even if he goes to the Suns, like
I would take anybody for him. We just and he's like a stat stuffer. Now I like that, but I feel like what he does doesn't always. It's not effective.
yeah,
He just gets it. It's like when LeBron, his 25 is not the same 25 he got when he was 28.
yeah,
It looks different.
yeah.
So
It looks harder.
I don't. Yeah, it looks hard and it just is ineffective.
Okay, so I gotta get on the Clippers, and I'm gonna continue with the Clippers a little bit here. James Harden, your team was able
My
to
man.
get rid of James, goes to the 76ers. Well, let's start off.
Yeah.
Houston forces his way out. 76ers forces his way out. No, forces his way out to Brooklyn, then from Brooklyn to the 76ers, and now he forces his way out to the Clippers.
Right.
Is he valuable for the Clippers long term future? Because right now you have Kawhi, Paul George, Russell as your big three, and you have
Right.
James Harden there as well. Is he valuable for them long term? Can you count on him, or are you just banking on Kawhi Leonard to do what he needs to do to pull all those jokers together to win it in the playoffs?
All right. Before I answer that, let's look at it like this. He's 34. He turns 35 this year. How many more years do you think he got?
To be G, I thought he had no more years left 4 years ago, but I mean, you know,
4 years ago, he was good. He's still good, but like 4 years ago, he was still nice. He
look,
was on the Rockets,
yeah, he was on the Rockets. And then he went and ate some food, and he showed up,
and then he took the fat man suit off, came to Brooklyn.
and he still got the fat man suit on.
No, he put it on like once he decided to leave.
This guy. Look,
Answer the question. How many years do you think he got? 3?
how many what?
How many years do you think he got left? 3?
2. Because if he's not on,
Okay.
if he's not on a good team, if he doesn't have a good cast around him, he's not James Harden. He's a sixth man, maybe seventh.
Okay.
To me,
So
as a
you said 2.
two at the best. That's two. That's two with a team willingly letting him walk around in the arena.
Yeah.
I don't believe, bro. He can't even get past Trey Young no more off the
Yes,
dribble.
he can.
No,
Yes, he can.
what he gonna back
Just
him down?
because you just because you see a clip of he get locked down once, don't mean that's going to happen every possession.
Yeah,
And it's not.
it's been happening a lot though.
It's no. It does not. He does whatever he wants on that court.
If I
Still to this day.
if I find a whole bunch of clips of him getting locked down by some dudes who shouldn't be locking him down, I'm
But
a
you can do that with any player.
you could do that.
Every player. With every player.
No, but the significance, the way he has dropped in his talent, not talent, the way he has dropped in his ability to be quick off the dribble,
Mm.
it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. I
Okay. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm just to answer your question. Let's go off the 2 years. You said
okay,
he'd be 30. That takes him to 37.
yeah,
I'm gonna say if the Clippers, because they're moving to the next stadium next year.
yeah. It should be done by next year.
All right, so bet. So you want to go to the new stadium with some players. So you already signed Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that you're going to re-sign Russell for whatever.
Yeah,
Whether they win or lose, I do believe Russell will stay there. I do think Paul George will end up staying. I don't think he's going to leave,
yeah. Okay.
especially if they win.
I think they take a.
Especially if they
I
win.
think he takes a pay cut if he needs to stay.
Yeah, he's home. He got a
Mm-hmm.
family, and then
You resign James?
let's. I'm re-signing James Harden. I'm re-signing the same player, and then if anything, I'm working around them for 2 years. Yeah, you have to bring all that talent to the next stadium. You just have to,
I'm
and
not
I'm pretty
saying right.
confident that he can. I think Ty Lue and the rest of that staff can keep James Harden in line and in shape, especially with because all those other 3 main stars they stay
Yeah.
in shape,
Okay.
and it gives him more time to even get in shape because say he comes into the season out of shape
Mm-hmm.
and he try to play himself into which is dangerous. Tries to play himself into shape. He has enough talent around him where he can get that off at this point
Yeah.
if everyone is healthy.
So this actually flows from James Harden and Ben Simmons. This flows right into the 65 game minimum
Love it.
for the All-Star, for you to get All-Star credibility, right? I think
Or
65
any award. Or any award.
I think 65 game minimum should be cut to the point where your full salary, and this, I know I'm probably crossing the line here. I don't think you should get your full salary if you don't hit the 65 minimum. If and that's based off of legit. If you get legit
Mm,
injuries, right, where it's really hindering you from being on the court,
yeah.
I completely understand. 20 games or whatnot, cool. We are doctors, the outside doctors. Everybody's saying that you injured, right?
Right.
I understand. But for you to be sitting on the bench, and I said this before, for you to be sitting on the bench and you say let's say you got a toe injury or you just got a muscle injury, whatever, and
Yeah.
you come to my arena for a game, why are you sitting in my seat? Because I have a TV, in the back where that pool is, where you might need to be sitting in. You got the trainers that can go back there and work on you. I don't
But
understand
why? I'm pretty sure they got worked on already. Why we got to keep working on it?
because you walking in a whole what
How do you want me to come
I,
outside?
I look, if you coming outside and you walking into the arena, right? Boom, that's cool. You're walking into the arena.
Mm,
I'm saying is instead of you walking into the arena to go sit in my seats and get my popcorn and get my hot dog and everything else, let's go ahead and walk to the bicycle and let's go ahead and watch the game on the bicycle.
you don't think they did it already?
I don't. I don't.
They did. They're working on themselves
It can't be.
through the days.
Zion, you think he was on the bike? He definitely ain't no bike. He eating good.
Yeah, but that don't mean he's not on the bike.
I
That's his issue. That's his issue.
Yeah, but
All right, hold
just
on.
in general,
65 games.
65.
I like it. I like that rule.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it is players that was sitting out. Not saying they wasn't hurt or they needed rest, but I'm one of those people like if you need rest, I think that if you can play, I think you should just play and just have your coach do limited minutes. Like, hey, you start the first quarter and then maybe you don't play the second, quarter. I'll put you in third and fourth. I think they should spread the minutes out, but I don't think you should miss a whole game. Now, this is me talking from someone who don't play 82 games a year,
Yeah.
but I don't think you need to be missing games if you can play. That's it.
You know,
I think that's kind of crazy. And I think it also
you
now
know how many
opens up
players play.
opportunities to see other, award winners.
Make sure I got this right. 6, 7, 8. All right, cool. I got this right. Do you know how many players played 82 games last season? In last season?
Well, 4?
No. Oh, it was higher than that. It was 10. 10 players.
Yeah, but like, was it? Yeah, but like, it was role players.
You got Mikal Bridges, Harrison Barnes. He's a role player. KJ Martin, role. Nikola Vucevic, Jordan
From the
Poole.
Bulls?
He was role last year, huh?
You said Vujicic?
Nikola, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Patrick Williams, Derek White, Kevon Looney. I just when you hear about the guys in the 90s and the guys in the 90s doing 82 games, and they ain't got nearly the same amount of precautions and everything else. They're not even playing back to back to back games no more. They're not even doing none of that. All the things they said is health hinder, like is a hazard to your health. They're not doing any of those. But you're telling me you can't play 65 games. I'm paying you $100 million. Some of y'all.
What is the injuries though that we get today?
Torn ACL.
It's a lot of leg injuries, right?
They're leg injuries. I know why.
Yeah. So if we know why, then we know the difference.
But the difference is you get all these magical trainers and you overtraining the body.
I don't. I don't necessarily believe that. Because what's training?
Training,
Like, what training are they really doing?
you gotta
Stretching?
you gotta ask them. You gotta ask them because at
This
this
is what I'm
point,
saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, if I'm in the league, it's 82 games. They say got to pay 65 minimum. And if I'm one of these athletes, I'm running much faster. I'm stopping on the brakes much harder. We jump higher, we come down higher. Now, in the 90s and 80s, yeah, they fouled harder.
yeah,
That's fine. But the way they play was very, very slow. Very, 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 very real, just regular maintenance.
it was controlled.
Like they do that booty ass back down up the court, which is ass. They had no handles. Handles was trash. Came down with this bullshit, right? You start with that. A lot of times they come down court after that, they dump it off to the big man inside. He not doing nothing crazy. You had some like real gifted players, but then for the most part, back down, turn around, little jump hook, sky hook. If they open, get a dunk. It wasn't really like as rigorous on the knees as it is now, in my opinion, or legs. It's a lot of more, cutting, a lot more stopping. I think it's just different. I think it's just the way the game is different.
I think the game overall is not as
It's too fast.
I that is a huge point. The game is a lot faster than it was before in the 90s.
Way faster. Way
But
faster.
I think the skill level is a lot higher now than it was back then in the 90s as well. But when I
Oh wait, let me cut you off. Matter of fact, go ahead. I'm not gonna forget. Go ahead.
I just think that for all the players that's coming in the league and you are getting these massive contracts. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get the money for your contract. All I'm saying is once you get the money for your contract or even if you don't, even if you don't get that 100 million or whatever, once you get the money for the contract or whatnot, I just believe that for the fans that you're going to the game for, right, and then for the team that you're playing for, I think it just warrants you to actually try and get on the court and not try to find any way to not play basketball. Because if you think of
Mm,
KD, yeah, KD might have some injuries, and KD is long as crap, right? And his body might be fragile in certain situations, but KD playing basketball as much as he can, regardless of if he's injured, regardless if he's on a really good basketball team. Bro is trying to be on the court as much as possible. And I don't think there's
right.
enough players in the NBA in today's game that truly love the game of basketball to actually play it at not only just a high level, but to just play it overall when it's your time when it's your time to play. I think the guys who came in the '90s and the guys in the early 2000s, they love playing the game. In the '80s, they love playing the game. But as of today, in today's market, I think guys are playing because their body says they should be good at basketball. Their talent says they should be good at basketball, but their heart saying, I don't really want to do this. I'm just doing it for the money. If you are doing it for the money, just give a little bit more effort. Just give a little more effort. The fans see you play basketball, something that they would love to be doing on their free time. The fans see that, okay, I'm about to play whatever I have left, $100, maybe $200 for a ticket to go to a basketball game, whatever I have left, because I'm not making millions, but I'm just my little change just to go watch a basketball game, and the guys I'm trying to
Hmm.
go see won't be on the court, and it makes no sense for 3 4 guys who are starters to not be on the court. Just like I think the Celtics recently, they had like half their team was injured or half their team was out. What is that? Don't make sense. Not all you guys are injured. Not at the same time. Not at the same time. Give me somebody to be on the court. But you saying, oh, we all injured. So now I'm going to a game. I just paid $200 to go watch backups play basketball. Not saying the backups ain't good. Not saying they haven't been able to show you what they can do. But I didn't pay $200 to go watch uh, who's on the bench. I'm not going to see that. And I think
And this
that's
is
the issue
based
today.
off, and that's like what we said yesterday when we was on the phone yesterday. I think that if contracts were more incentive based,
Yeah.
depending on your position, if you're a bench player, you have certain benchmarks you need to make.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you give these players so much money at once, also with all the other resources and opportunities they have to make money, it does kind of like, I'm not going to say, I don't know, I'm not going to speak for them. It
Yeah.
just seems from my perspective that they don't play as much or as hard just because my check is the same,
Yeah.
my bonus the same, my endorsement is the same. It does not have nothing to do with my performance completely for
Yeah.
what it seems like. So I think that's why you see a lot of players sit out. I'm not if you really hurt, then of course don't play.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you really hurt, don't play. But if you are tired, or if it's back to backs, you played overtime last night, you don't want to play now. There's people that's coming to pay for these games. That's like I said earlier. If you want to play, play. If you're tired, talk to the coach. I'm tired, but I do want to show up. Limit your minutes. Like play 25 minutes. Fans not going to even notice that you're not playing like mad minutes. Like
Yeah.
the way I just want to see you play it a little bit. So I do think it's more so the contracts and the money and the resources that these players have at this point.
That is true. Because at this point, you're getting for a player, you're getting more bang for your buck compared to what you're giving out. Because I mean,
Mm.
you're in rooms with multi-millionaires, a lot of some billionaires. You're in those rooms. You can talk to any of those guys at any point in time. You can hit them up, and you maybe have contact or have lunch with them at any point in time, regardless if you have something valuable to give them or not. They'll make a way for you to be seen just because of you being in the NBA. But if you were to compare that to a regular average Joe, and they trying to make those connections, and they're really working hard to make those connections, the odds of them getting that opportunity is a little slimmer, and it's going to be a lot harder to even get that one opportunity. So that's kind of how I see it. But you say you had something that you want to ask.
I'm gonna rattle off a few questions, right?
Okay.
But there's one because you actually sparked this one just now. I'm not going to talk about the '80s. I'm not going to disrespect them, so I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just not going to talk about them. I'm talking about the '90s. I want you to give me a starting five. So point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center of current players, right? Who
Mm-hmm.
can play in the '90s?
Current players who can play in the '90s.
Yeah, just give me five for each position.
I gotta ask you this:
What's up?
do you consider Kyrie a point or a shooting guard, or both?
Um,
Because
he's in
he's
a
technically the
he's
modern.
in a stereo. he's in a stereotypical point guard's body,
Yeah, but
but
he's a
he's a
shooting guard
shooting
at
guard.
heart. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
So I'm gonna say for the sake of this argument, I'm gonna say point guard.
point guard. Okay. I'm gonna put Kyrie
Okay.
because of quickness. Um, my shooting guard.
Oh wait, on top of this, I'm gonna do mine, and I'm not gonna pick nobody you pick.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right. So you said Curry. I mean, you said Kyrie.
Kyrie. Okay. Um, who do I want as this shooting guard? Man, this is tough. This
Yeah,
is
man.
actually tough because those guys played a lot bigger back then. They look bigger. All right, just for the sake of it, you might call me a hypocrite, but I am gonna put Paul George at my two.
Okay.
I'm put him at my two. My three is gonna be
Okay.
LeBron James, regardless of whatever wants to be done. My three will be
Okay.
LeBron James. My four is going to be my four is going to be ooh, I'm gonna put Giannis at the four because of physicality, and I think he loves
Okay.
that type of thing. And then for my center, I'm going with Jokic as my center. Man, and the
Mm,
reason is that
that's crazy. I was gonna pick Joker. I was so sure you was not gonna pick Joker.
I I
That's
like
crazy.
I like his game.
I do too.
He plays the game the right way, but also he plays the game because he actually likes playing the actual game of basketball. And I think in the '90s, you have to love playing the game of basketball. And every individual I just named, they love the game. They will play that game regardless if the money's there or not. They want to play the game, and that's
That's
why.
hard. That's hard. Wow.
My and here's the thing: LeBron James is because it's LeBron, and like to me, I think he's in my opinion, he's the greatest basketball player to ever play, in my opinion, because
So that's your goal, right?
that is my goal. Because at
Okay. I
first
just want to make sure.
I was like Jordan, but you said something yesterday, and even before then,
We're
you
gonna bring
said
that conversation up. Let's not
yeah,
jump
yeah,
into that.
okay, go on.
We're gonna bring that up.
Who's your five? Who's your five?
See, I don't. I some of these gonna be hard. So I'm gonna just freestyle. Ant Man at
Okay,
my two. Um, hmm,
yeah, I
point
know,
guards.
I know.
Well, Russell Westbrook at my one. Um, trying to think a little outside the box. See, I don't want to say him, but for some reason I can't think of no one else. I'm gonna just say Kawhi, because he's physically strong. He plays that mid range. So I got Kawhi. That's my one, two, three, right?
Hmm.
Four. Damn, who are the power forwards today?
There's no true there's no true power forward in the game. True power forward.
I'm just trying to see who plays power forward at this point.
Technically, Anthony Davis is a power forward.
He is. The thing I don't want to say Anthony Davis right now. I'm not saying he can't. I just don't want to use him. You took my center, and I don't want to use Embiid. Hmm.
That opens up a whole nother question. So I'm gonna put that on my side here.
Uh, you know what? I don't want to use Embiid at all. I want to use someone else, but I'm gonna go with Embiid because I can't think of no other dominant center.
You don't like Rudy?
You know what? I'm
Ah,
I'm I'm going to stick with Embiid. I'm
okay,
going to stick with Embiid.
okay.
I have a problem with a lot of these players. But I'm sticking with Embiid, and then power forward. I'm gonna go with Oh man, see, I want to go with them because he's from Jersey, but I'm not saying he can't handle the physicality. I'm not gonna say his name, Cat, but let me see. I'm gonna go with Oh, can I use players that didn't officially retire yet? I want to change my center, but he
Okay,
didn't officially retire.
okay. Depends on who he is.
DeMarcus Cousins. He didn't retire.
When the last time he was playing? Like 3 years
He
ago.
plays overseas right now.
So
Oh, NBA. All
Durant,
right,
I
fine.
mean not Durant, but Dwight play overseas.
Yeah, but everybody know Dwight can play. I mean, Dwight not. To me, Dwight's retired. Technically, for me, he's retired. I
So
feel
you
like he's
so you gonna
a
put
more.
You put Cousins at your center or your power forward?
You didn't say if I could use him.
You can use him. You can use him.
Oh, then I got him as my power forward.
Okay, and you got Embiid.
If I can use Dwight, then I got Dwight.
No,
I got Dwight.
in your opinion, he's retired. So Dwight
Then I
might
got
retire.
then I got Embiid.
Okay,
Dwight needs to retire, but I got Embiid.
I got something to say about these guys for on your side and on my side, right? Uh, just gotta write this one more down. Okay, I had let's see.
If I wanted to go super young, if I wanted to go young, like in their 20s,
Mm-hmm.
I think I got a better young. I think I got a good young core. I think I got a good young few people.
If these guys were young, I'm winning just because I have LeBron. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, hands down.
Yeah, that team would definitely be my team. Well,
That's,
actually, I don't know what Joker can do with Dwight, and I don't know or Boogie. I don't know what he can do.
let's see.
But the thing is, I don't like people. Joker tough. He's strong too.
He's tough. He's strong. He's
He's
tall,
tough. Like, he gets beat up. He gets beat up and don't complain.
and he can play in different parts of the because you can in basketball back then the center's going to be down low regardless. But
Yeah,
on offense, if I tell Jokic, hey, pull that big giant monster, whoever they got down in center, and pull him out. If he's not playing Shaq, because Shaq in the '90s was a little bit different and he was a little more agile. If he's not
yeah,
playing Shaq, and you tell Jokic, hey, I want you to be, let's say you go to the 3 point line, pull him out to the three. Now that opens up that lane for my Kyrie, Paul George, LeBron James. I still don't anybody in the '90s. I don't think you're stopping LeBron James from doing anything. He would do everything he wants to, physically,
yeah.
and because you ain't got a center there to beat him up. There's a problem there. There's a
They got centers. They got centers that can beat
but
on LeBron.
but if I tell Jokic to pull him out, hey Jokic, offensively, I need you to play the
But
wing.
this is my problem with what you're saying. They're probably not going to use him like that.
In the '90s,
They're not going to use him how they use him now.
yeah.
Like who's to say they're going to let him even play point guard?
So okay, so we're not
So
okay.
if you take the ball from him, what he going to do?
If I take the ball
Like
from
you,
Jokic,
if yeah, if you just run the point guard through someone else, is Joker as effective?
yes, yes.
Okay, all
Because
right.
in my opinion, Jokic does something that I think most players don't do. Well, they do now in the early 2000s. Well, they do now, but I think he moves better than most centers. Like he moves around the court better than most centers.
No, he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the thing is, he stays healthy because he don't do a lot on his legs.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I was saying he don't do a lot. Like
And
when you're doing a lot on your knees and your
yeah,
feet, that's when them injuries come from.
but he takes care of his body really, really well. I mean, I don't know
Hmm.
about Luca, but I wanted to put Luca. I really wanted to put Luca, but I think Luca plays into the game of the '90s too well. As in, I think
Oh, I couldn't even think of Luca.
because Luca is a. I mean, he's a
I didn't even think about
he
Luca.
wouldn't even, he I don't I think they may put him at small forward at because how big he is. They may put him at small forward, but I think he plays into the '90s too well. I think he's defendable in the '90s because physically they're gonna match him physically,
No,
and
they're not.
I don't
No,
think
they're not.
they're gonna give him that much free time because the defense in the '90s was
I
different.
don't agree with that. It wasn't.
It
It
was different.
wasn't, bro.
They were a lot more physical in the '90s.
Okay, this what we're gonna stop. And I'm not trying to disrespect no old player.
Yeah,
They are not guarding no one today. I don't care what set of rules you play. Like that physical shit don't mean nothing. They're not guarding no one today.
but they're not gonna play like they were. Like you just said with Jokic, they're
What?
not.
So they're hand check. They hand checking.
They're hand checking. You're doing the rules. If you're in the '90s, we're playing the rules of the '90s.
Okay.
We're playing the rules of the '90s.
I don't think they still can't do nothing with them.
W- w-
Who who's they not doing nothing with Luka? Luka's still gonna do whatever he wants.
I don't think. I don't think
I
that.
have that much faith in Luka. He's gonna do whatever he
I
wants.
think Luke. Okay, I think Luke
I
is.
think DeMar DeRozan would do whatever he want over there. I like what are we talking about? Like, I don't.
Are we okay? Are we saying okay? If we're using the rules of the '90s, you're saying these guys are going to have a free roam to do whatever the heck they want. Maybe Kyrie, maybe Russell, how fast he's moving, and is skillful as well. But these other guys, I
Listen to
don't
what
know.
you said. Skillful. They're extremely skilled now.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when I was making a joke earlier, the way they came up the court,
Mm-hmm.
back then, because it wasn't as broad, handle wise wasn't as broad. So you can kind of like sit on a play because he just got his back to you doing this back down shit. He probably got one little crossover, but he probably ain't got a plan B or a plan C
Yeah.
like they do now. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying. So that's what, like, if you take any of these players now who has a bag,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of '90s best defenders can really do much with them, no matter how physical they are.
So
Personally, that's how I feel.
there's three people that you didn't. There's two people. One you said Cat, no Cat, and
Yeah, I
then
didn't use that.
and then there's no KD on here. I didn't use KD because I went with big and physical LeBron or big and physical Giannis because I just think they're just bigger and stronger.
I think KD could play in the '90s. I just picked Kawhi, but I think KD would survive in the '90s as well. But I do think they would do a lot of punishment. Like they would really beat on him. Like they
Because
would really like
physically, he gonna be touched.
just how he looks. Like if like when he first came in the league, he was much thinner. So
Yeah.
when he came in, that's the bully season. But once they figure out what he really can do, I think it will take long for him to get used to that style of play than now.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's a little more, you can free roam a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Back then they was kind of like all over you, like they was fouling you, like they
Yeah.
was fouling you off the inbound, like they was just fouling you. So I think that KD would be fine. I think it would just take longer for him to get adjusted.
What about Cat? I mean, look, you almost mentioned his name, but you said I don't want to do that guy.
Because mentally, my problem is I'm in that I hear the stories, so I go based off the stories and what I seen, old highlights, old games. Yes, Cat he can play just off skill, but in sense of matching intensity, I just watched this and pick him from like that team. Like I wouldn't pick him over Boogie ever. Prime Boogie?
Yeah, no.
No, 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 not at all. At all. Boogie was mean and he was skilled. He was nice. Them injuries fucked him up, but he was tough. Dwight Howard, it was even LeBron lost to Dwight. Like prime Dwight was tough. Couldn't
Yeah,
do nothing with him. I mean, he had the best offensive game. Like he just dunked.
yeah.
His hook shot was weak. Couldn't shoot.
But he was
But
just
you couldn't
dominant.
do nothing with him. He
Yeah.
played good defense and he played his role at a highest level. So
So the best guy in the '90s was Jordan.
allegedly,
I'm gonna roll into it, dude. I'm gonna roll into it. Uh,
allegedly,
Jordan is not in your top 10. I
not
got,
at all.
I got to know all time. I I gotta know who's in your top. If Jordan's not in your top 10, who's in your top 10 all time?
So before I answer, I do want to preface this conversation. I have two top tens.
Oh, okay.
So if someone asks me who's in your top 10, I wouldn't pick anyone. I wouldn't pick Jordan just because I didn't watch his games like I watched anybody from 2000 and up.
Yeah, yeah,
I was born '91, so by the time he was finished his career, like I was like 5. So I didn't see
hmm
nothing. I didn't really see nothing. So
yeah,
I can't. You know how like when you watch a highlight of Jordan, you watch his highlights.
yeah, yeah. You don't know
When you
what he.
look up a game, you typically when you search a game, sometimes you're going to pick a game where it's titled "He dropped 66 this game" or "He dropped the flu game." Like it's these unbelievable games. Like when I grew up watching, Kobe, LeBron, Carmelo, T Mac, Vince Carter, Tim Duncan. I seen their careers, so I seen their off games. I seen them face adversity and bouncing back. I didn't see that with Jordan, so that's why I just wouldn't put him in there,
Okay.
respectfully. So
Okay.
I don't. I mean, if I was to just put a list together of like top 10, players, the NBA have seen, basing this off, accolades, stats. Of course, Jordan is in it.
Yeah.
But for my eye test, I wouldn't put him because I feel like it's rude. I
Okay.
didn't see him play. Like
So
I wouldn't put Kareem, Magic,
because you don't know,
Larry Bird.
I
No, I didn't see it. I didn't
I
see
was
it.
I would say this about Bird though. The and I don't hear this much about Magic. I hear it a little bit about obviously Jordan's one thing. When I hear about Bird and everyone saying this, he sounded like he was a mystical creature because dude talking smack to you, picking what he gonna shoot at, and every single person who whether they're good or bad talk about this guy as if he was unbelievable and it was something you had to see. And
I
for a guy
believe it.
to not move, like he wasn't like crossover wasn't that. It's just that I'm just a better shooter than you are. I would put him in my top 10 just because even though I didn't see him, there's too many stories of him. Too many stories of him making dudes look like they don't know what they're doing.
Okay. This You did ask me a question. I will answer it.
Okay.
Give me your top 10 with Bird in it,
Top 10 with Bird in it. All
and
right.
then no order. No order.
No order.
No order.
Okay. And again, most people gonna there's some things where people are like, oh, what the heck? So in no order, Allen Iverson, um, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Bird, uh, Kareem. The skyhook was ridiculous. Dr. J, and let's see, you got me two more. Um, my last two is from who I seen as well also. I'm gonna say Dwayne Wade, and my last guy, and this is because I've seen him and I haven't seen. I didn't know anybody who could truly stop him like that when he was on. Uh, Tracy McGrady. I dude's skills was remarkable. I think I think he was at his peak when he's healthy. He's hard to beat. He's unstoppable when he's healthy. Uh, not to mention that his defense was solid. And again, these are all based on these guys being healthy. LeBron is my goat in this picture. Allen
Yeah.
Iverson, he changed the game of basketball, regardless of what people want to say. He changed the game of basketball.
Right.
Um, Shaq dominance. Um, yeah, yeah, and yeah.
You said Bird.
Bird is in there as well. I put Bird in there as well. Shot making ability, the ability to dictate the game just based off of how you feel it. Not even
So your
I don't
top
have
10
magic. I don't have
sounds like
I don't have magic in there.
that's crazy.
The
Your
reason
top 10, your top 10 that you just named is like what I said. Like it's a top 10. If I was somebody said just the whole like
yeah,
basketball history,
majority of
then
them will
sure.
be in the 2000s based off of from being able to see them, but also like I could say these guys. I mean, some of them have obviously played in the 90s or in obviously 80s, but these guys can
Mhm.
play in either era if they wanted to. Any area that you ask him to play in, like Dwayne Wade, fully healthy, I don't see him being stopped by anybody in the 90s. I don't see him being stopped by anybody. LeBron, fully healthy, he's not being stopped by anybody. Um,
Mhm.
and then, again, if you go look at with Allen Iverson, the ability to change the game he played, how he changed the game, but also the respect that he was given from everyone else, the toughness that he played with. That might be also dealing with the fact that he was the number one high school football player coming out of college, coming out of high school, as well as the number one basketball player at the same time. That might be something, physicality wise doesn't bother him, but the dude was unbelievable, and he's my idol. The moment I meet him, I mean. Whoo, boy, the day we be made.
I don't. Yeah. See,
So who's your 10 then?
it. See. So my top 10 is based on. the top 10
Just
players
give me a
I've
10.
seen
Give you a
that
10.
I've seen,
Just
and
give me
that's
10.
why like your list is kind of crazy to me.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen a lot of video of Kareem and just whether it's highlights or
What
just regular games. I've seen videos of Kareem. Uh, huh? No, no. Again, I ain't watching seasons of them. So you're asking me if I do my 10 without from guys I've seen, from guys I've physically seen, people I've seen. Okay, and again, if you don't say this guy, I'm asking you. I must have missed it. If you don't say this guy, I must have missed it. But you didn't put Wade in there. Okay, so I'm gonna take out the Kareem. I'm gonna take out Jordan, and I'm gonna take out Bird because those are three guys I mentioned from that era that I didn't get a chance to see. Right? If I'm taking those three out, Kevin Durant goes in, Steph Curry goes in, and Ray Allen. Ray Allen. My it's hard to make a top 10 because everybody's been solid. The guy if there was a let's say if there was a backup crew, there's a few guys. Yeah, the list gets, yeah. Because I understand Tim Duncan, he was a beast. He was a beast. I love what he. It can be. I mean, it can be because if you're just doing based off of just if you do all together, it's tough. But if you do decades and this is based off of the ones that we've seen, it's yeah, there's a different story there because if we do just the 2000s to 2010, you're looking at Kobe, you're looking at LeBron, you're looking at Carmelo, you're looking at Allen Iverson, Shaq. Shaq can be in both eras, but you're looking at Shaq, you're looking at Dirk Nowitzki, you're looking at Tim Duncan, you're looking at yeah, these guys are nasty. You're looking at Kevin Garnett. He was on the like before I listed my last guy on the first top 10. He was man that thing. I don't know what kind of short leg he be using for a 3-pointer. That joker is nasty. And then you got if you in my opinion those guys are they transcendent in those eras. KD at the back end of the 2010s, he started to show up a little bit, and then who else? Oh, in my opinion, the Pistons they had. Gosh, dog, this is tough. You had Ben Wallace, or you could have went with Chauncey, or if you don't want to go with them, a guy that I think is the best point guard the best pure point guard that I've ever seen from if you go from the 2010s to 2010 the 2000s era, and then you can do it also in this era. The best point guard, pure point guard I've ever seen is Rajon Rondo, and I could put him in my top 10 because of his pure like what bro, what? The boy was a beast. As a point guard, I think what he brought to the game. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm as a no, not assist, not nothing. Orchestrating the team. Chris Paul's one of your favorite players. What Carmelo Anthony, I think he's fan favorite for a lot of people. So I think Carmelo's game and the way he played the game and his honesty is something that I think most players need to understand. Also, most players who have sons who are saying they want to go to the league, like he's very honest. Like I was a dog, Kayan, you wasn't a dog. Like you're not that yet. You're coming, but you're not. Yeah, yeah. What about okay? What about Bronny? Would you give him? I think he has. I think he has to do 4 years. I just wonder is he getting the right coaching to get him there? Because I would have rather see him go to North Carolina, do one of the perennials. Not saying because they're a powerhouse, but because I think the education you get in terms of like education on the court and understanding the game, I think is superior compared to going to USC to play. And I understand USC is a really good school. You know, nothing against them in terms of their prestige, but when I think the what you're going to get if you went to Duke, North Carolina, one of the ACC schools, or Kentucky, I think that, in my opinion, would have done a lot better for him in his game. I think he understands the game, but how to actually use the game and to get better and what you really need to do to get better. I think they prepare you better than USC would have. Yeah, yeah, and he got injured. So yeah. But that you. Mhm. Yeah, it's like a three, 4 guys. Yeah, 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 yeah. Just like Curry. Yeah. I mean, I think like you're right about that. That blame could technically go to LeBron, on why the game has changed that way. Again, LeBron and what he did with Cleveland, and then what he had to go went to Miami and went back to Cleveland. Like the Celtics definitely. I mean, shoot, if you the Celtics definitely made a big three, but I don't think the lure of that big three was the same because the credit like I don't no, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was a big deal. But it was a big deal. It was a big deal. But to say out of those three guys who went, the three guys who teamed up, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen, who teamed up, right? Ray Allen had greatness of what he was doing beforehand. You already see, and Paul Pierce, as good as he was, he didn't have the same type of expectations that LeBron or even D Wade had. Kevin Garnett was Kevin Garnett. It was kind of like, can you do that with a better team or in the playoffs or whatnot? I think the Timberwolves, as good as he was, I think he was just too much better. He was that much better than the Timberwolves. Like he was that much better than the rest of his teammates. I think when LeBron, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Look, with the Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul comparison, right? Chris Paul has the accolades, right? Because of the team he went on, right? It is yeah, he ain't got a chip. Yeah, he ain't got a chip. He ain't gonna get one. So Chris 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 Paul, in my opinion, yes, he's really good. I have nothing against Chris Paul in terms of who he is as a player and whatnot. What I'm saying is, and yes, when he goes to a team, he elevates the team. He definitely does. He elevates the team to where they need to be at. And I'm not going to penalize Rondo for being drafted to the Celtics and elevating that team as well, because all of them give credibility to him being able to elevate their game as well. And so you're right, but that type of point guard he is, he doesn't have to be the man. Chris Paul came in having to be the guy. Like he was drafted to be the guy, right? He was drafted to be the guy. But when he has been traded or picked the team to go to that were stacked, what have they done? I think you muted yourself. I can hear you now. Yeah.
down for me. What team did he? What team did Chris Paul go to that was a
Clippers.
legit team?
Clippers.
Clippers wasn't a legit team.
What? What?
Him going there made it a good team. He made those pieces work.
But
DeAndre Jordan was not. Hold on. DeAndre Jordan was not a superstar at all. Blake Griffin was just a good rookie who had a great point guard. Jamal Crawford, cool six man. JJ Redick. I'm telling you the players. Like it wasn't a super team. He went to that team. They made a good team. No name on that. No name on that list. You're saying, oh, that was a super team. If you just before they play, you thought I was a super team.
yes.
No, you
Yes.
didn't. No, you didn't. No, you did not.
I'm looking at the
You did
roster
not
right.
think when
I'm
he
looking at the
went there it
roster
was a
right now.
super team. Before they play a game, you thought that was a team.
Yes, I thought it was a team. I thought they had the
All right.
ability to go far. They had what Jamal Crawford on the team. If this what year was this? 2015? That's not it. Was he just there 2015? This man he's been on it in basketball for so long. Let's see.
He's never been on a super team,
From
bro.
from 2011 to 2017, he was with the Clippers.
That
So
wasn't a
let's
super
go back.
team. It was just a very good team.
All, but there's pieces there. There's pieces there, right? That he's had
Yeah,
when he
for
went to
sure.
Houston. When he went to Houston, were they not set up to win to go far?
They were. They were. But what I'm saying is, when he went to the team, this is what I'm saying. Like every team he went to was not just a great team before he got there, or it was just a lot of great, players there. There was a great player, and then some role players. He went to the Rockets. They had James Harden. Who else was on the team that was great? No one. Everybody was just role players. Everyone on that team was. No, stop it! Don't do that.
But
Who else? Who else was?
why do you need
It
three?
was the.
Why do you need three other four?
I'm just saying.
The
I'm just saying.
Clippers were
Don't make
set
it
up to
seem like he
do it.
was. No, no, they wasn't. They were just a good team. They was a good team. They came up short. But all I'm saying is Rondo wasn't getting those teams to no championship. I know for a fact. For a
Chris Paul,
fact,
Chris Paul definitely hasn't done that either.
I'm just saying they'd be closer with him than with Rondo.
I think it depends on how you're playing.
Then he goes to the Thunder, does an amazing job. Then he goes to the Suns, flips the organization around. Come on, stop it, son. Don't do that to Chris Paul. No, that's crazy, son.
I'm not saying he's bad, but I'm definitely giving
John
credibility over
Rondo.
to. I'm giving it to Rondo. I'm
And they
giving it.
had a scuffle. So you bring that up is crazy, bro. You starting beef again.
Hey man,
You
look.
starting beef.
Sometimes beef has to be said, man. Beef has to be put on the plate.
That's crazy. So you think John Stockton was nice?
Yeah, I think John Stockton was nice. From what I've seen, again, from what I've seen on highlights, I think he was decent.
Yeah, I think he was
Also,
good.
not only that, like other players, not just me,
God.
other players who played against him, even admit, like, yo, the dude was different. Like the dude was good. You have to. I think you have to respect some players' thoughts or ideas depending on what they were good at. Like
No, I agree.
Gary Payton was good at defense, but he said John Stockton gave me hell. Like
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
and like with Rondo, the players talk about Rondo like, yo, it not only was his like he was good on the court, but his accolades, his mental aspect of the game was superior. I mean, I think he's going to be a coach in the NBA someday. You don't think Rondo will be a coach in the NBA?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not saying he can. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't
Listen,
think
I'm
he
not saying he
will.
can't.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's
I
what
think
he
he can. I think he can. I just don't think he will. I don't
man.
think he has. I don't think he wants to. I really don't think he wants to.
You went to go coach
I
in
got.
Rondo went to go be an assistant coach in college just to get test him.
And then what happened?
That's it. I mean, shoot, he
How
just been
how
he only been on
how,
the NBA for
how
like
long
what
did that last?
what
How
a
long did
year?
that last? All right, he ain't serious. All right, let's progress this. This cool, son. It's cool, son. It's cool. How you feel about the in-season tournament? That was in October.
That was a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Okay.
I think it's a cash grab by the NBA, but I think it's a joke because yeah, you really you're playing for your role players or your bench players to get paid. That's what you're playing for them jokers to get some money.
Mm,
If you win,
okay.
everybody gets a certain type of money, and then the guys who want to get paid, they get bread. But other
Mm,
than that, I think it was a joke. Like I don't think you're
okay.
at that time period of the season, you're not playing for real. I don't care. And if you're getting paid a lot of money, you're definitely not playing for real. Like I'm not going all out for an in season tournament that at the end of the year, yeah, the tournament was there. Yeah, the Lakers did win it, but look at them now. The Lakers don't look like the Lakers. They look like a joke. I can't take
I
that
think
serious.
they're on the 6-1. I think they're on the 6-1 in the last 7 games.
That's cool. That's
I'm
cool.
just saying, like they're trying to turn the page.
Man, them pages turn quick. He
They
could turn
turn
that
the
page and
page.
turn right back.
My opinion on the and see, I actually like it. I liked it. I think it was too early because it says in season, so I thought it probably was gonna be like around December
Yeah.
or something like that. And I thought it was like more so like I didn't. It was so spread out. Like the games were
Mhm.
spread out, kind of confused me a little bit.
Yeah, because
Um.
I didn't know what game was in season, what game was just the regular.
Oh wow, crazy! John Stockton highlights actually just popped up on my TV.
It's trying to tell you something.
Yeah,
That's
it
got
showed
go.
all his bloopers. That's
The
what
next
it did.
the next was gonna
It
be
showed all his bloopers.
Rondo.
What?
Next was gonna
Oh,
show Rondo.
I like Rondo, but he ain't Chris Paul. But I like the in season tournament. I just think that the incentives for the tournament wasn't. I don't think it was big enough. Not the money aspect. It's just like somebody said if it was like you guaranteed a lottery pick or guaranteed a playoff position, or
Mm-hmm.
it had to be something bigger for us to really care for it
Yeah.
as a fan. Like even it could have been a regular game. I probably was gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Just because y'all changed the color of the court,
Doesn't.
it it didn't do nothing for me. Like it was cool, and then they started changing like every game. I was like, okay, I think I need to get a set court,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like you ain't gotta go crazy, but I mean, I think it was a good try. I think they're gonna keep it up. I think they just gotta change the incentives
I,
for it.
I
I don't
would.
think the money was enough for me.
And if you were to move that, I think it'd be cool if you were to move it to closer towards like All Star. Because
Nah,
if you play it in January to start the year off, you start the actual like the calendar year off. Play it in January, and the championship or whatever or whatnot is happening what maybe a week before All Star break.
yeah.
I think that would been
Actually, matter of fact, I take it back. I think they did it at the good time because they didn't want to interfere with the All Star break thing. So I think they did a good time. But I just thought it just felt early.
I think the All in my opinion though the All Star overall
So how you feel about it? I was gonna get to that next.
to me it's something that could be. I think you should just give him a day off. Just give him a week off. Because
Nah, I like the All Star weekend. I
I
like All Star weekend.
I like the 3-point contest. I like the
I love the 3-point
I
contest.
like the dunk contest when they actually want to try. Um,
Um,
but other than that, like the actual All Star game to me, like no one's trying to win. Nobody's they're all doing like testing dunks or throw it up in
it's a
the air.
layup line.
Yeah,
It's a layup line.
it's just like the NFL's Pro Bowl. Like it's pointless now. You like
All right, hold on. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Friday. That's the celebrity game and the rookie sophomore game
yeah.
and like the rising stars, right? You like the celebrity games? Have you ever watched it?
I watched one with Kevin Durant, not Kevin Durant,
Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart.
I was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, I'm
Okay.
telling you, like to me, the NBA is trying so many things, trying so many gimmicks. In my opinion, like with the in season,
That's an old gimmick though.
yeah. But I think in season tournament is a gimmick. I think the celebrity games is a gimmick. I think so many gimmicks come out, and I feel like the actual the part of the NBA that I appreciate is not there no more. Like you can add all these little gimmicks there, right? When the only thing any fan really wants is for them to play harder. That's it.
You know what I would do? This is what I would change. This is what I would change. I would change the format. Uh, I don't really care for the celebrity game. I
Mhm.
don't the celebrities they pick. I don't care for. Costa Night and all that. I don't care, bro. So I would replace it with what's that game called? King of the Court.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I would replace it with that.
like a one-on-one match.
So yeah, it's like usually like three people, one on one,
Yeah.
one on one. I would do that. So say it's like Kevin Durant, uh, Devin Booker, and Anthony Edwards, right?
What's your incentive?
So trophy, like and bragging rights. It's just like a regular, just another thing. Like you could do two of them, like game 12. KD. You know how it goes, like the first two play,
Yeah.
whoever score, the person who didn't score get off court, the next person come in, and they keep going that until the first person gets to 12, right?
Yeah.
So I would do that. I would keep the rookie versus sophomore. I like that. Um, I like the Saturday, the obstacle course, the skills challenge. I
Yeah.
love the 3-point contest. I probably make the 3-point last because the dunk contest is kind of like loop. Unless they start getting the street dunkers, like the
Mhm.
ones that be on YouTube and Instagram. Unless you get one of those guys. Um, and then the All Star game, like I like it, but it's not competitive at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to make it competitive. I don't know what you need to do, but I will try to get them to, because they added the donations to see if that's going to get them to play harder for your donations. But you got to think these are rich people; they could just donate to them. So
Just put the money
it's
out.
just like, so I just feel like it was kind of, I think it's getting corny. So I think I don't think you could change the All Star game. I think you just gotta leave it how it is. But I would just flip the dunk in a 3-point contest.
Mhm. So we're going to cut it short. Well, Well, we actually had an hour, bro. Or hour 5.
I thought we was over that. Nah,
Yeah.
that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, before we leave, anything you want to add to the All Star? I got one more thing to ask you,
The only thing I want to add to the All Star.
or take away.
Let's see. What do I take away from the All Star game? Hmm. Honestly, it's not. So I wouldn't take away anything except like if you're gonna do a celebrity basketball game, I would much rather find some celebrities who actually know how to play basketball.
Yeah,
Um,
like Chris Brown, Lil Durk.
yeah, like I want to see those
Um,
guys ball because I like that would interest me. But other than
or
that,
just have the big three do it. Just have a big three.
yo, that would be dope if you bring the big three in to do that
Yeah,
partner. But they don't want to. There's a
they don't want to support them.
yeah, there's an issue. At first they wanted to support, but once they start gaining traction, they're like, oh no, we want to support them. They might be doing
You
something.
seen that they told Jalen Brown he can't play over there no more, right?
That's
Did you
crazy.
see that? You didn't see
Uh,
that over the summer? They had the big three. I think they had an All Star game in Europe,
yeah,
and Jalen Brown went over there to play in Ice Cube's league, and he gave him money. He gave him a couple bands or whatever.
yeah.
So he supported him, and he played in the league. So when they NBA found out, they told Jalen Brown that he cannot play in that shit no more.
That's crazy. And
Yeah,
now it's an Olympic thing too. Big three's gonna be in the Olympics.
Ice Cube's big three or just a big three?
I think a big three just gonna be in the Olympics, but not Ice Cube's big three. There's a whole. It's
Is
like
basketball?
it's basketball, but I think they're trying to cut Ice Cube out. Although like he's the one who came up with not the
Right.
concept because everybody plays 3-on-3 basketball, but the idea of a league playing like that. So, but other than that, I ain't got much else. I ain't got much else, man.
All right.
I'm
So
pumped to try this to do this every single. I mean, obviously next Sunday will be a little bit later, but I'm pumped to do this.
yeah, and this is my last question. This is just a fire round. Who you got for rookie of the year? I'm pretty sure we both got the same person.
Ooh, it's probably gonna be Wimby. Wimby's probably
Yeah,
rookie of the year just because he tends to fall to that guy every time who's
yeah,
one pick.
yeah. MVP?
MVP of the league. Shoot, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the MVP of the league should always be LeBron.
Nah, not no more. Like I think it's officially done for him.
uh, I like Ant. I like Ant.
Yeah, I got. I don't know who I have, but I would say my three would be Ant, Shea, Jason Tatum, and I guess I'll go 4, 5, Joker. I don't have a five. So any of those
You
four,
don't want to put Embiid in there. I mean, he keeps getting there.
well, he can't no more.
Uh,
He missed too many games. It's over. See,
okay, cool. That
and
works.
this is why I like it. Gives other people a chance to
Yes, to actually
win.
get the award. Yeah. Okay.
So no. And who you got going to the championship? I got Clippers and Celtics today.
Clippers and Celtics today. Um, coming out of the East, I'm gonna rock with the Celtics coming out of the East and coming out the
Yeah,
West. I'm probably gonna. I'm gonna try a little something different. I'm actually gonna say the Timberwolves
I would love that. I would love that. The
because
Celtics won't win, so I would love that. I would love that though. I love that.
I put
I
those
love
guys
that.
there because Timberwolves. I'm rooting for Ant. I'm just rooting for him. And then because I'm a player guy, I choose players like I root for
You
the
don't want
player.
you don't want the Clippers Big Four to get their chip and get out the way.
Nah, nah,
If they get a chip this
nah.
year,
So
I would never root for the Clippers again.
I think everyone I think we should always have a group that fall into the Charles Barkley conversation. Like
Everybody want Russell Westbrook to get that ring. So
Russell should get a ring, but not with the Clippers.
no. He should get it right. He should get it this year.
He ain't got look.
He have to get it this year. But my problem is I don't want the Celtics to go back a third time and lose. So it's just like I don't. It's too much. But I would like to see that series.
That'll be a good finals though. That'll be a good finals.
7 games.
Yeah, but
7 games, double overtime, game winning shot to end it. You know,
who gonna hit the game winner? Tatum ain't gonna do it.
Russell Westbrook.
He can't shoot threes.
And that's why it will be great to see.
What? He better
You
pass
see what I'm saying?
with a Paul George.
A double overtime game 7, game winning shot by Russell Westbrook, damn near half court. Crazy.
That's
Crazy.
it, man. That's
He
it.
can, He can retire after that.
That's it. That's it. That he might retire after that.
That's
No, he's
it.
gonna come back. He got to prove that
Guys,
it wasn't a fluke.
nah, it's a fluke. Don't prove nobody wrong. Just that's how you go out on top of the hill. Like, you know what? And what if they give him $6 million a year this year?
And
You have to leave.
they're gonna have that dude who's gonna say what the announcer gonna be like, bang.
Yes, you gotta have him. You gotta have him.